Hey viewers, my name is Heinrich. I will be doing a review of the MedPak 2 by Exopak. The MedPak 2 is a medical kit, of course, if you couldn't tell by the first aid cross. Now, exopak is a idea of mine, kind of a project to see if there's a market for high quality, reasonably priced medical kits that are made here in the US. I started this because as somebody who enjoys backpacking and hiking and outdoor adventuring, I have not come across any medical kits that I have looked at and felt confident in knowing that if I put it in my pack and I take it out in the wilderness and I get injured, and I don't know, it just doesn't inspire much confidence in me to knowing that I have a bunch of band-aids and cheap gauze pads and whatnot, which is, I mean, it's fine I guess for small cuts and scrapes, but for the serious stuff you need something more substantial. So now I'm going to show you what's inside this kit, and then we'll have a small discussion. Hopefully this won't take too long. Now, we sew these pouches here ourselves. These are not outsourced from overseas. We make these pouches here, made out of Cordura 500D, so it's relatively lightweight. The design is inspired by top-loading packs, such as the ones that backpackers use. So you have a large space, not many pockets, because obviously you do not want to be adding a lot of weight to a system that is portable. So a lot of these kits that you see on the market today, they have all these pockets, all this organization system, which is good for a home first aid kit. But if you're carrying it, you don't want all kinds of zippers and pouches and dividers, which is all that's going to add weight. So what we did is we have a modular approach. So we have modules in the form of durable reclosable bags that are labeled, and that will keep your contents clean and protected from the elements. This fabric is already water resistant as it is. It's not waterproof, so if you submerge it, obviously it's going to get water egress inside, but if you splash with water, it's going to be fine. This is a coyote brown color, which is one of my favorite colors. I didn't do it because of, I'm not trying to be militaristic, but I just happen to think this color is really nice. However, if you're not into this kind of earth colors, we also make this in a more first aid color. So this is a neon green, yellowish. So this is very visible, even at nighttime. So that's another thing, if you're into it. Now let's get into the kit, and then we'll discuss it in detail. So now we have YKK zippers. These are very durable. A little bit of paracord pull, so you can open it with gloves. Okay, so now let's see what we have inside. We have some nitrile gloves. We have some medical tape. This is the tape that you can just tear off with your fingers. You don't need any scissors for it. I believe it's called surgical tape. We have a triangular bandage. This is actually one of the few items here that's made overseas, made in China. About 90% of the contents inside the kit are made in the US, so they're all very high quality. Now the triangular bandage is obviously a first aid standard. This can be used for many things. You can use it to improvise a tourniquet if you know how to do it, or obviously as a arm sling for fractured arms. We have a Curlex bandage roll. This is a very fluffy, substantial bandage roll. Most of the ones that I see on most first aid kits are those really tiny, thin ones, which I guess that are fine for securing maybe like an iPad or something smaller, but they're not very absorbent or substantial at all. So this is a very fluffy roll. This is crinkled woven cotton, and of course it's made in the US, about 9 feet. Okay, so we have an elasticized bandage. This is for obviously providing support to fractured ankles, limbs, and this is a very beefy one. There's the ones that you see on most first aid kits are very thin, and they don't really provide much support. So this is a good quality elastic bandage. This will be so much easier if I had a tripod. Now this is we're gonna get into the module here, but I just want to show you the one last thing here that might be, which is the contents Obviously you get a contents list here inside the kit. We have a lot of items, as you can see. If you want to pause the video, you can do that, so you can check out all the contents. A lot of contents: wound care items, medication, burns, blister, poison IV, bleeding, sprain, fractures, instruments. So yeah, quite a lot. We have, obviously, we included some medical information. This is not just some medical information pamphlet that we just got somewhere. This is developed specifically for this kit, so it is meant to inform you as to how to use some of the items inside, as well as how to manage some injuries and wounds and blisters using the items in the kit. So you're not just guessing like, what is this for, or obviously some of the things that are covered in here are more advanced first aid procedures. If you are outdoors and you're days away from medical care, professional medical care, and you're injured, obviously what are you gonna do? Are you gonna wait until help arrives, or are you gonna do something about it yourself, or do you want to catch an infection? Or so it's there's a disclaimer there. So if you're not familiar with first aid procedures, you can read this and then familiarize yourself with some of these things. You want to know things beforehand, not when you're dealing with them. Okay, so here's the the modular approach that I was talking about. So we have this is the medication module. So we have quite a lot of medication here to deal with pain and aches, cold and flu symptoms, allergies, oral rehydration salts for more severe dehydrated victims, antidiarrheal. We have oral pain relief, which is a topical anesthetic that you apply directly to a toothache to numb the area. And again, this Ziploc bags are quite durable. These are not like your sandwich bags. These are more, I believe these are 4 or 5 mil thick in thickness. So they're gonna last quite a long time. So that's the medication. And then we have the, if this is a more serious, if you have a more serious injury, this is the module that you will need to deal with. For example, like cleaning out a wound. Clean and treat module. So here's all the contents inside. It's clearly labeled. We have some sterile saline for irrigating a wound or using it as a eye wash. We have irrigation syringe, cotton tip applicators, alcohol pads, and all the antiseptics in this kit are made by PDI. PDI is the standard that is used by hospitals. This is pretty much the highest quality disposables you can get for medical kits. And one example will be their iodine pads. For example, PDI iodine has proven to be more effective in getting rid of pathogens and germs than just standard generic iodine. And of course we do have iodine here. We have several iodine pads. These are large iodine pads, these are not the tiny ones. And then we have Steri-strips and the compound of benzoin tincture to go with it. This is for if you happen to have a large laceration that is open, and if you can approximate it, you will use Steri-strips to close it temporarily, at least until you can get to a hospital where they can assess it and close it more thoroughly for you. What else do we have in here? We also have antiseptic towelettes, which you cannot see. I think, oh yeah, you can see them here. Insect relief wipes, and your topical ointments. So burn gel, triple antibiotic ointment, hydrocortisone, which is an antisteroidal cream for poison IV and itching. And then we might have some other items in here which I'm not covering, I think. So, but you can read the contents yourself here. Okay, moving on. This is the minor aid and instruments module. So if you just have some minor cuts and scrapes, this is kind of, if you don't want to go through the main items in the kit, the more advanced stuff, you can just open this up. You have some triple antibiotic ointment, your alcohol pads, and your adhesive packages, or band-aids as they call them. And then of course we have some very sharp forceps tweezers. This is the kind of tweezers you want when you're removing splinters or ticks. Very, very sharp, so be careful when you're handling this. We also have some safety pins, large safety pins. Okay, so that's the minor minor injuries. And then of course we have our main bandaging materials, which are made by Covidian. And I believe Covidian is probably the only manufacturer of gauze products. They still make their products here in the US. Everybody just outsources them out overseas. So here we have some all-purpose sponges. These are non-woven 3x3s. Each package contains 2. 4x4s. We have 2 of them, total 4. Your non-adherent pads, so we have 3x4s and 2x3s, 4 total. Some moleskin, and then we have a very substantial abdominal pad. This is a 7x8 abdominal pad, so this will be the your blood soaker. So if you have a large laceration or whatnot, this is kind of the one that you will use to apply pressure to the bleeding site. And again, you know, this is a we are working on our website. Sorry, I got a call. They don't realize that it stops the video. So anyways, if you're interested in this kit, you can find this kits on Amazon or eBay. We are working on our website currently. The retail price of this will be $37 plus $5 shipping, which I think is very reasonable considering that all the stuff that you get is not just a lot of stuff, but it's very high quality stuff as well. And of course the pouch we sew ourselves, so that's quite a lot of work to make any sewn goods here in the US, which is why most of this stuff is made overseas to save costs. So anyways, I want to keep it brief. So if you guys, like I said, check it out and see what you think about it. Thank you for watching.